Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Headmaster's Homeroom. I am Lady Hamilton, and it's art night. I'm so glad to have everybody joining me tonight. Aren't you guys excited? Yes, it's a beautiful night for a stress-free Saturday to come and geek out on some artwork. So let's say hello to our wonderful viewers. Hello to everybody over there on Rumble. So nice to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Hello to everybody over there on X. So great to see you as well. Hello to our Pilled viewers. I expect to see lots of frosty memes in the chats today. And hello to all of our YouTube viewers. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Do me a favor. Let's do our homework. Don't forget to hit those likes, shares, right? And subscribe. You guys subscribe to the channel. That's only $5 a month. You guys can also rant, Cash App, pills in all their forms, and tips. And I appreciate that so much as we are trying to do our wonderful shows here 5 nights a week, bringing you some of the most amazing guests. We absolutely love it. And I truly, truly appreciate your support, everyone. All right. Well, without further ado, it is Saturday night. That's right. It's art night. And if you guys don't know him, we are welcoming one of my great friends to the show. We all know him as Frosty, but we are welcoming our great friend Craig Misenti to the show tonight, a self-taught oil painter whose artistic journey began with an unexpected spark of creativity in 2020. Without any formal training, he embraced the challenge of learning through dedication, persistence, and a genuine love for painting. What began as an experiment has blossomed into a remarkable pursuit of artistic excellence, and I mean excellent, proving the passion and determination can open doors to extraordinary achievements. Mainly working primarily in oils, he has evolved from loose expressionistic paintings to stunning, detailed, realistic landscapes that capture the beauty, depth, and atmosphere of the natural world. Everyone, you are going to be amazed tonight. So everyone, make sure you say hello and let's welcome our dear friend to the show, our wonderful Frosty Pimp. Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
How are you tonight, my friend?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great. I'm looking forward to it. Just
Me
like
too.
everybody is, right? So excited. Everybody say hello. Yes, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments and compliments as we start tonight. There we go. So tell everybody, because I always make you start off because you never know. Somebody may never have ever heard who you are. So if you want to tell everybody how you got into this world, that would be great.
Uh, well, we made a choice at the time. Our son was in third grade, and the school system where we live is not the greatest. And we, kind of out of necessity, we homeschool, which again turned out to be the best thing ever. You know, it wasn't something that we really had plans to do, but it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of um, some of the things that Erica was doing with our youngest son Jody. Uh, I came home and he had an easel and canvas and paints, and he was painting away. And of course, one thing that he wanted Dad to paint a painting, and I did, and it was terrible. It was an acrylic, and I thought, well, I like this. I can do better. So I did a second. I went and got oil paints, and I really enjoyed it. I knew from the first painting that this is something I'm going to do. I didn't know where it would take me or how it would evolve, but I knew that it was something that I was going to do as a hobby for the rest of my life.
Isn't it amazing when you find something that you're just like, oh my gosh, and it's an amazing world, isn't it? You're like, oh, I am in love with this.
It
Mm-hmm.
was. It was a lot of fun, and just for the first, I don't know, 7 months to a year, I just kind of liked manipulating, putting paint down on the canvas. I had no idea what I was painting. I didn't know any finer techniques. I just liked to move the paint around, and
Mm-hmm.
eventually it just kind of developed into a style and what it is today.
Right. That's what I tell everybody all the time too. I think a lot of people go and, oh, I'm going to do a masterpiece. And if you don't even know how to manipulate the paint and play around with it, how smooth is it going to go, or how thick it's going to be, or how loose do I want it? How do I blend the colors? If you don't know these things, and play, then I mean, maybe there might be somebody that I swear, like Bob. I always joke around with him. I'm like, I swear you were born with some paintbrushes and the easel.
Yeah, he
other
does
than
good things.
other than that, though, it's just it's fun though. It's also fun to play around with the mediums. Now, is oil the only thing that you have experimented with?
Well, I have done some acrylic, and I did that one, the first one, and I knew right away that I wanted to try something else because I knew there were a lot of different mediums, and I just kind of gravitated toward oil because at that time it was a lot of blending. I was learning blending and just kind of amazed by that. At some point, I started kind of what I call blocking in, underpainting uh, in acrylics because it allowed me to work faster and dry. And I do that aspect of acrylics, but I don't know. It's hard for me to move away from oils because I have so much that I still have to learn with them. Eventually, I will definitely do other mediums, but right now I'm just
Just having fun.
having fun.
That's right. I go back to some other things too, but I always go back to my oils. It's just they're a whole different world. They're really vibrant. They give you a chance to do blending really well. Acrylic's a lot harder to do that. And I don't know, tell everybody about underpainting. That's one thing that I don't do. So, people might not be familiar with what that is.
Uh, well, at that time, the way it evolved for me is I would start with the white canvas, and I would put down mid-tone colors. Uh, I like to work from a mid-tone color, and it's kind of like an outline of shapes of trees or grass or water, and I would put down a mid-tone and basically paint out the picture. But when I'd come over it with oils, then I'd put the highlights. I'd do the highlights or the darkest shading and all. And since then, I've started actually tinting the canvas before I start doing that.
Right.
That's kind of new for me, and I kind of like the look. Uh, but at that particular time, that's what I was doing, and so now it's kind of the same. The only difference is I'll treat the canvas with like burnt sienna or oranges color.
Right. I have to try that someday. Do you find that it makes your colors more vibrant?
I think it helps me with the values. I
Okay.
can with the white canvas, I would add and I would get depth through manipulating from the midtones. I'd start off in the mid and I'd do my shadowing, and there'd
Okay.
be different layers of the darks, and then I would go to the highlights up into the finest. And I got good depth from that, but just from the start, the beginning with the underpainting and the blocking in, I feel like it's helps to have that color. And somewhere I read that it actually makes um, it's some kind of psychological effect of a happier mood from that. I don't know if that's true, but
I don't know. I've not tried that. I always tone my canvases, and I do a little rough, of certain things because I want like a back color to kind of come through per se. But I need to try that because I've seen other people do that. I've seen professors that have done that. But that's good. But I'm glad. Thank you so much for explaining that because people might not know that. Um, but awesome, and really helps you with your values, your shading, your highlights, guys.
it
So there's
does. And
your
that's so
purpose.
important to get right from the beginning. If you don't
Yeah,
get them right from the beginning, you'll chase them the rest of the way. So it
right.
really helps in that aspect.
Well, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Well, you guys, I know that you're excited just as much as I am, and we're going to be doing a lot of talking and a lot of tips throughout the show. But you got to go get Frosty. I only put your X thing on here. I'm telling you, because X is just man. You can tell, I mean, you get a lot more views. Don't you agree, Frosty, over there? It's just amazing.
I
Um,
do.
I love it. I love it because we are bringing the beauty over there on X. But you guys go give him a follow. And I'm always tagging it. Well, no, I can't tag you right now in the artist of the day, unfortunately, over there because it got put in jail. But other than that, you guys follow him. He's in the community. We love it. So if you're not following him yet, make sure you do. Absolutely awesome. Are you ready to rock?
I'm ready.
All right. Okay, starting with our first one here. You get to tell us all about it, my friend.
This is this actually one of my favorite paintings. Hard not to include it on the show. I had an idea of what I wanted. I kind of mixed and matched, looked at different reference photos, but it just all came together on this one. I worked a lot on I love doing the grass and the foliage and all of those things, the aspects of what I love to paint, the water, reflections, it all kind of came together in one piece. And this is one of the ones I'm most proud of.
Yeah. That's funny. I don't know if there's not a piece that you're not proud of because every time I turn around, I'm like, even lately, I'm like, I've not seen this one before. I've not seen that one before. So you're always surprising us. But I mean, you've just really have become such, a master at your technique, right? From the fine
And
details to the water. Now, I have a question. Is this stuff that you find photos of? Is this like you walking outside your back door? I mean,
uh,
where are we at in this magical scene?
I wish I could find photos that easily. I do. I work out in nature, and Maine's a beautiful state. You have just about every kind of environment, from mountains to ocean. Uh, Busy usually, so I get a snapshot in my mind, and sometimes it'll be just as easy as I want to paint a certain type of tree,
Right.
and so I'll just look at different photos and kind of put a collage together in my head, and I paint from that. I do find that painting from a reference photo for me is a must because it's just hard to replicate nature in your mind. Is so incredible and so complex that if you really want it to look like this particular style, you really need reference photos. But I'll just take two or three reference photos. I'll have a tree I like, a foreground I like, and I just kind of put them all together.
Yeah. You collage your little pieces together. You
And
know, I got to do that too. As I'll say, okay, I really like maybe this profile or this whatever, and I'm like, right. You just take from that and create your own piece.
yeah,
And I just love it. I mean, the reflections too, guys, in the water is just absolutely phenomenal. Just amazing. And I know that you don't kick these out, overnight, and everyone's going to ask, like, how long does it take? And it's, not like we're timing ourselves, but this is not something that I know that you always take your time and you're very patient with every little detail that you do. Um, but what would
it,
you say? Weeks,
this one took, and most of these were in that period when I was just putting the midtones on a white canvas, but these usually took about 20 hours to 25 hours.
right? Wow,
Um,
absolutely taking.
Patience, and that's something that I didn't have in the beginning,
Yeah,
and I never thought I would have it. Uh, I used to like to be done with a painting, and if it took more than 45 minutes, I'd lose interest, but somewhere along the way, it just evolved, and I want to create those details, and I fell in
right,
love with the process, and I just learned the patience.
right. Yeah, don't pray for them, but enjoy those moments. It's kind of like, I think you found your zone, you know, where all of a sudden when you get into that artist zone, you're just like, oh my gosh, how many hours went by because you're really enjoying it versus like, hurry up and get done.
Yeah.
Nice. Absolutely phenomenal piece, guys. What a great way to start, isn't it? You guys are very excited. We look at all of these. Oh my gosh. And so why water and grasses? I mean, what's the attraction to you for this besides just the beauty?
Uh, well, I don't know. I have an inclination towards landscapes anyway. I love landscapes. I always loved landscapes before I even painted. I love photography, especially the landscapes, but the grasses kind of evolved after I started. I just really like uh, creating the grassy scenes. It felt good. It puts me in my happy place. I love painting everything, the water and the foliage for the trees, but the grass is just, I don't know. I love doing it. I'll do it and then I'll just erase it and do it again if there's not something exactly right, but I'm enjoying the process.
Wow. Now, what do you mean erase it? Do you just kind of
Uh,
like gesso over the whole thing? I mean, like, nope, this one's not working.
I just have a vision for the way I want it to look, and if I'm not getting that, even after hours of painting all these blades, I'll just take a paper towel and go over it and start over. Um,
Right.
Erica has laughed at me many times because I'll do that, and,
Hmm.
and it's just like it has to be the way I want it.
I'm laughing because I understand that. It was during one of our sip and paint shows when we were all together and we were doing some, I can't remember. And I'm like, nope. I went and took that canvas and ran it underwater. I was like, I'll be right back, guys. And
I remember that actually. Yeah,
right, that's why I'm laughing because yeah, when you're just not happy with it, it is just like it's just not happening. I'm not feeling it. It's not working. We're gonna try something different.
exactly.
You guys, that was really funny. And then I came back and I took a felt knife and whipped out a planet. It was just, sometimes it's also, what we're trying to create as well, that just might not be because, like, if I say, hey, Frosty, you want to do a cityscape, what would your mind say? Have you ever thought about doing something like that?
I would. I love cityscapes. I've always been fascinated. I love to look at them. For me, it probably would be a different style.
Right.
That might actually be something where I delve into the world of abstract, maybe. But it's always been there. I've watched a lot of people do 'em. I love them. Uh,
Hmm.
Something that's on the list somewhere down the line.
Right. Right. I always save like things that like we call inspiration images. I have like I don't know probably 1,000 on the phone. I'll get to that one day or some but some strikes my interest and I'm like okay and with all and another thing too is when do you find time? I mean you have to literally probably dedicate yourself to a certain amount of time that you do this every day because you have a sometimes crazy days at work.
I
So
do.
how do you make time for your artwork, my friend?
Well, lately it's been a lot harder. Summertime, it's really busy. And if as long as I have one started, or I can maybe go in 5 minutes a day and do something, and I'm okay. I got one started. It's been hard lately because when I do have that time, it's just like I just want to be lazy. The days are long. I have one now that I've been working on for a long time. I just started back to just kind of to actually be painting.
Right.
Yeah, it takes longer, but I have one that I'm working on and I'm happy in that. But
Right.
sometimes it's just if I don't have something in mind I want to paint, even though I want to paint, I just have to let it come to me because if I just go paint something for the
Burn
sake of
out.
painting, it's not going to be what I
No,
want.
it doesn't. I mean, it's like we're talking about being in that mood. I mean, if you're exhausted and you're sticky, you're hot, you're worked, you're, like crazy, and then you go and try to put that on canvas, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to see that emotion on the canvas. So I completely understand. All right, tell us about this piece.
This is an older piece. Within the first couple of years that I was painting, this is kind of one that was. I think it was kind of pivotal in me transitioning to a more detailed style. I really, I had, this was one I just put some color down and started moving paint, and I stepped back and I saw, okay, this is what this could be. But as I got into this, it started taking that look of realism, and it was kind of like, well, I can do this if I can do this time. So I started moving towards more realism in my paintings. Probably about the time this was painted because of this and the others, but I really thought, well, I can get better at this, and I can get better details, and this was one that was kind of pivotal in that.
And I'm chuckling over here because you're lighting up the chats right now. You're like, this is one of my first. It was just, I was learning, and I'm getting like, this is awesome. Wowzers. This is, I'm like, and this is one of his first guys. Isn't that unbelievable? Like, just born with amazing talent right from the word go.
It's funny because as I have got into a different style and maybe more realism, I look back on this one and it's kind of it means more, and sometimes it's like a little in between, but
Right.
this one's still one that yeah, I'm proud of, and even those earlier works that I'm not so much proud of, it still played a pivotal part
Well,
in
I'll
the
tell you
process.
what, it's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. And I like, oh, awesome. Yes. Nail frost. That's right. I love it because what is great about it is it's almost muted, almost like, it's a serene picture. It's not as bright as the
Mm.
ones we saw before this. And I like that. I think that's what people are seeing, it kind of has a totally different mood going on in this, but it's still so much detail, so much beauty in the reflections and the highlights, the tall grasses to the beautiful highlighted leaves. Just amazing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I am not alone. I'm like I said, you're just lighting up the chats everywhere. Amazing, isn't everyone? Just amazing. So if you guys are just joining us now, thank you so much for your wonderful comments and compliments.
Yes.
Just love it. And I know I'm with Cask. It's hard, hard to pick a favorite. You guys, we're just getting started.
I want you to though. I
Yeah.
want you to pick a favorite.
Right. Let us know at the end which one was your favorite, right? And it's just beautiful. It's amazing. The last one I had never seen before. And, you got to show that on Throwback Thursday, I guess, and refresh my memory. This
Yeah.
one I know. Oh my gosh, just welcome fall. I love it. But you know me and my fall colors, Frosty. Uh,
Yeah.
Tell us about
Yeah,
this one.
this one was fun. I did this painting, and people that know I sometimes I'll do a painting just for one specific. I want to paint this, and I wanted to practice on doing leaves and a new technique, and so this whole painting was all about those leaves, and everything else I just kind of threw in from what I've seen in the past. But this was all about the leaves, and I literally I just put down a bunch of autumn colors and went around and created all those leaf shapes. It took a long time, but like the grass, it was fun, and it was. I learned a lot from it. I love the way that the other aspects of the paints come out.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. I'm with you, Ron. Oh, Ron, nice to have you here, my friend. He's like, I know they just keep getting better. They do.
Thank
They
you.
do. Right. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. So yeah, I can see that those leaves would have taken you so much time because look at the intricate details on those, and then also the not moss on the trees as well.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. But I also look at other things too. Like look at the detail on the bark, especially on that one up front. I mean,
I yeah, and I knew that tree. I sometimes, and it was a bad habit for me, and I'm kind of working on it now. Is I wanted to paint those leaves, so um, I would maybe not focus as much on the other aspects of the painting. I knew that tree in the foreground had to be good because it was close, and so I took a little extra time on that. I worked at it. The maybe the background I could have done a little bit more if I was going to do anything different, but I'm happy with the way it looked.
oh, we are thrilled with the way it looks. Just beautiful all the way from the sunlight in the very back that's popping through those trees and everything. It's got a beautiful aura to it. That wonderful crisp autumn day. Isn't it wonderful, everyone?
Thank you.
I know. Detail overload. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this so much. Right, and it's right, and sometimes it's a great thing here too, because not everything has to be detailed. But makes in my opinion, it makes the other parts like that tree in the foreground. It really makes it pop out, and then you fill in all the other things. But I love it. You can see the texture on the trees in the background, but it makes that tree special with the beautiful moss growing up and then the beautiful details of it. It just makes it like, here I am. I am the star of the show here.
Yeah, I got lucky.
You are lucky. You are talented, my friend. Very, very talented. Now, is this something you would see in your neighborhood? Because I kind of picture your area looking a little bit like this.
A lot like this, a lot. Uh, we have a lot of the fall,
Hmm.
followed quickly by the winter. These are the kind of paintings I'll paint in July. You know that. Uh, but yeah, we have a beautiful fall. People come just to look at the leaves.
Hmm. Yes, they
It's
do.
beautiful that time of year. I wish it lasted longer, but
It is. I know. I'm laughing because you guys, he's always painting spring flowers, in February, in March, so that he's like, because it's going to be snow here for a while, guys.
well, that's it. That's a great thing. We all have 6 months of winter, but on that canvas, it can be whatever we want it to be. So
Right? That's what I love so much about our community too, because we can always escape in whoever's artwork it is. And we might need that. Maybe we're all hot and we need to see. The other day we had like a whole bunch of winter scenes everybody put in there, during the hot months. And just take a break and jump into the scene of your work and be like, oh, I could be right there kicking the leaves, and enjoying the crisp air. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing.
yes, it is.
All right, take us here, my friend.
This again, this was just wanted to paint grass. Didn't have a particular scene. I just says, well, I'll make a field and other things evolve. And those distant trees, I had seen those in a picture. I really liked that look, and I wanted to recreate them. Uh, I love to put paths or roadways in the paintings, especially where you can't see where they're leading to.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was about creating that meadow and all the wild grass. And
Mm-hmm.
I kind of love the way that it came out. I didn't put a lot of thought of planning. I just, did what I do with the grass and everything, and it kind of worked out.
Mm-hmm. I love that you put paths in your work. Why I do it's because it invites the viewer to go right into the painting in their mind. You can just visualize yourself walking on that path. Where are we going? Where's it leading? It's just so inviting. And I just like the last one too with the fall. But I love that you put paths in there.
I
It's like, let's
do.
go for a walk through this, everyone.
Even I want to reach the top of that hill and look and see what it has to offer. But yeah,
Right?
I find that the paths are always intriguing. They always make you follow the eye to the rest of the painting, and yeah, it's always a conversation piece.
Right. Now, do you draw or sketch any of this out, or you just kind of go for it?
I do. Well, yeah, it kind of depends on the painting, but this one I probably do just a rough pencil sketch for just to make sure and see it in my mind before I put paint down. Some other ones I might be a little more detailed in the composition. I'll do it roughly with pencil, and then I'll come in with maybe a burnt sienna or something, and paint it in a rough composition, just so I can keep everything straight in my mind when I start putting paint down.
And I can see that too, especially like with the path being, the center of the thing. You kind of doing something of like, okay, this is where that's going to be, and maybe I'm wrong, but that's
Yeah,
something I do. I'll be like, okay, here's the path, and this is kind of, I want a little, a little. We're gonna put a little tree here, a little tree there, just as something to give you,
yeah.
example.
With the path and the road, I like to make sure you have to see the perspectives right and it
Right,
looks right.
exactly. I don't know. Do you put people in your tour work?
I do not do really well with people. I wouldn't say that I won't do it at some point, but I just, if there's one that I'm just compelled to paint, yeah. But as far as like actively searching, nah, I won't do that.
Right. Well, one thing I think about and there's nothing wrong with putting people in your picture, but to me, if I see people in the image, I'm like, oh, look at them having a great time.
Yeah.
Versus if I see an empty path, I go, ooh, where would that path take me? So it's a difference of seeing them and versus I will, I'm imagining myself being on that path, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I know I like them both, but this one I think is just inviting us. Come and take a walk. Let's see over that ledge. And
Yeah.
I love the sky. That complements everything just beautifully.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, what do you start on when you first do one of these? Do you start with the grass? Do you start with the path? What's
I
the first thing
usually
you do?
I work from the sky forward.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just helps me. I'm all over the place. My attention is easily diverted, and to just be consistent. And I
Right.
find that way, like especially with oil paints, if I got the foreground wet and trying to work in the back, that can be a disaster because
You could
I'm
overwork it, you could muddy
a
it up.
neat freak when it comes to painting. I don't like to get paint on me. I don't like, I like to keep things clean. So it works for a number of reasons for me.
I know. I know. I've got more cleaning supplies around me than anything in the world. I'm like, no, I'm not going to get messy.
I keep the Clorox wipes, the paper towels. It's all got to
The
be,
baby oil for
yeah.
my hands and my brushes, because I'm like, yeah, nothing's getting dirty. I love baby oil works amazing with oils. So yeah. And then the Clorox wipes are all around me. I know. My teachers used to make fun of me, Frost, because they're like, "You're the cleanest artist I've ever seen in my life."
That's a compliment. Why not
I
keep it clean?
right. Maybe it's because we come from both having medically fragile children that everything has to be clean. I don't know. That's kind of what I assumed. I'm like, I come from the environment where everything has to be sterile. So I don't know.
Maybe so, yeah.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Beautiful, beautiful piece, my friend. Oh, taking us to the Golden Hills. Oh man, I have never seen this, my friend. Never.
This one was I actually did this on a smooth acrylic card that I got. I just ordered some art supplies and I never really painted on anything that smooth. I'd actually put in the underpainting and acrylics. And this one was about those. I wanted to work on the atmospheric mountains. I really like the look. And the stone walls I got in, I love painting stone walls. I'm always looking for a good reference of one to paint. And this kind of had everything. So this was why I went. I really liked. I have more of those I need to paint on. It was just a smaller size.
Right.
And as I've evolved, I started out mostly on 16 by 20, and then I went smaller to 8 by 10, and now I'm going back up. So we're
Right.
always evolving.
What's your favorite size so far? Do you have a comfort zone that you like?
Today it's 12 by 24. I
That's a
really
good
like that
one.
shape canvas. It's, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
I
I
do.
know I had some talks with some galleries and stuff, and the bigger is more. I don't know. It seemed to be the end thing for a while. And I didn't paint big, so I just made a point to try to get bigger. And somewhere I found that 12 by 24, and I really like the look. It helps me focus a lot on the compositions.
Right.
So now that is probably my preference. That might change next week, but for now,
I always say, like, if I'm going to go small, that's kind of what I'm working on right now too, is that size. And that's about the smallest I like to go. The 9 by 12 or whatever about kills me. I'm like, yeah, no. But I'm trying to also get out of my comfort zone and going a little bit smaller. You are going larger, and I'm going smaller. But I found like the same thing, the compromise. That 12 by 24 is a really good size. You
yes.
know, I'm happy with that too. This is just beautiful. Don't we
Thank
love this? Absolutely vibrant with these yellows. Makes me so happy. Yellow is absolutely one of my favorite colors. And it's
Yeah,
just
I like yellow.
happy, happy. Yeah, amazing, isn't it, guys?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. It reminds you of a poem. That's what Cass says, huh? By Robert
Well,
Frost. But nice,
nice.
right? Absolutely beautiful. And that's what I think we love about artwork too. just, put so many wonderful thoughts, memories, voyages, trips, imagination, maybe writings, maybe a journey, but just wonderful. This is definitely a be the light kind of one, my friend.
Yeah, and I love that everybody can see different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do
Right?
that as well, but when it's your own artwork, I love to hear that.
We all do. That's one of the reasons that comments, are so important to us. Because people might think I'm crazy about, when somebody like requotes something, but when you do that, the artist doesn't see that the quotes, and we all want, or we don't see the comments, and so we all want to know what people are thinking. And so that's really important that the artist gets that feedback to me, because we
Right.
want to know, have you been on a journey? Do you think it's beautiful? What are you seeing? Does it remind you of a poem? Or just somebody saying, hey, beautiful work. And so, yes, important, everybody. So always comment on our work, guys out there. Please, 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 just take a moment if you can, even if it's just one artist a day. Makes our days.
Yes, it does.
Love it, absolutely love it, man. And like you said, guys, he has brought some tonight that I have never seen. There are several in here I have never seen. He's been holding out on us. This is another one. Like, what in the world?
This was actually one I did. It was just a practice painting. I think this is 8 by 10. I wanted to work on. It's kind of what I call like tree study. Working when you do a lot of foliage and greens,
Mm-hmm.
you can get caught up in one shade and one value, and I was kind of working that out. There's greens are really hard and difficult, and if you haven't done a lot of painting like the grasses and foliage, but also like you talked about on the earlier painting, sometimes it's hard to see. You want to paint brighter or whatever, but actual nature, you kind of see it muted. And so this was a tree study that I was just practicing on.
I don't even know what that is, guys. That is hilarious, because I'm like, you're doing a practice painting, you know?
I actually do that a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's
I'll,
funny.
if
Oh, that's
if I have a full scene that I really want, and there's one aspect, I'll do a small 8 by 10 just to work on that one thing that I need to work on.
wow. It's amazing. And your practice pieces are just as magnificent as your other work.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. I'm laughing. I I guess I just never thought about that. I was just doing it. I mean, sometimes I'll do like little blending studies or tonal scales or things like
Yeah.
that. But I don't do a full on one like this. I mean, this is magnificent and stands on its own merits.
Uh,
Absolutely remarkable.
I may have been, I'd seen a lot of people doing the different layouts and sketches, and I might have been lazy, and this was my way to adapt, and
Hmm.
it works for me. I do learn a lot from the practice studies. If they come out and I'm happy with them, then you'll see them. If not, you might never see them, and I'll learn from 'em. But that's kind of what it's for.
That's right. That's funny. Oh man. And that's a great way of explaining that, because yeah, I mean, if you're not out there sketching something out, that is a great way to learn what you're doing, without having to take a pencil and paper and actually sketch out each piece, which some artists do that as well. I
Yeah.
guess it's whatever, makes us all happy, and it makes it work for us. I'm just trying to grab this. Let's see. I wanted to read what Ron was saying here.
How,
Um, He says, he remembers your first painting and you've seen so much improvement. It's mind boggling. Keep
thank you.
going.
That means a lot coming from Ron. He's a master.
Yeah, isn't he awesome?
Yes.
Absolutely awesome. I know that I am always so excited to see your guys' old works, new works, you name it. So many new people in the different communities have never seen your stuff. And like if you would have popped this, I'd be like, I've never seen it. And you could have shown it 10 times. I might miss it,
Yeah.
but if you guys are just magnificent talent, it's such an honor to have such a beautiful community of just a variety of different artists, and you're all phenomenal.
I really
I
look
love
forward to waking up and when I get a chance to looking at the artist corner because there's so much wonderful art. And I just want to be surprised every day. I want to see like there's
I know.
always somebody's got a different perspective and a different take on the themes, and I love even the stuff that I can't paint or wouldn't paint, but I love seeing it all.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It was back by popular demand because people are like, gonna bring back those themes. Even Bob he was DMing me. He's like, that really makes me look and think about my work and like, oh, what do I have? And sometimes he finds older pieces that we've never seen, And so I'm glad you guys reached out to me. Several people reached out to me. The themes are back. But I wish that all of our artists would post something every single day because I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Was
I don't think so. I don't think there's a building in the background on this. No.
No, I just kind of left the regular white canvas in the back and just focused on the trees. I kind of like that look, uh,
Just with you.
to have a more white background.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's very, very awesome.
Thank you.
Very awesome. Just a little FYI, if you guys are watching, the themes are for fun. You can post whatever you want to in the corner. Somebody asked me that the other day. I'm like, no, that's just for fun. You guys can share whatever you want to, whatever artwork. If it doesn't fit the theme, that's okay too. That is not a rule. It's just for fun. Okay. Sorry, I had to interject on that. I'm like, absolutely fantastic. I love the splashes of the pink flowers too. Isn't that beautiful?
I thought it needed that, and it kind of gave it that spring look, and a
Mhm.
fruit tree of some type. But yeah,
Right.
kind of everything that you can find in vegetation, I threw in there at some point.
That's awesome. Somebody put down a blanket. Let's have a picnic. This is a great place to go.
It would be.
Absolutely awesome. Oh, I know this one. This one is such a be the light one. Every time I see it, it screams be the light to me. This is so magical, Frosty. Tell us about this piece.
This was an older one. First couple years of painting, I painted. Uh, just loved the landscape and the look, but I painted a lot looser then. And as much as I like the detail, this one is still one of my favorites, and it
Mm-hmm.
probably because of that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I just went loose and painted what I felt, and it still today resonates.
Oh my gosh, it is just so magical. It has this beautiful, like little mist kind of effect to it. It is. It's something that I love too. I mean, I love your details. Don't get me wrong, but I like this effect a lot too. You know,
Yeah, I really like this one, and you you look back on this and think, maybe I should do more like this, but it's just whatever you feel in that day.
hmm yeah, that's what I was going to ask you next. Are you ever going to go back to doing pieces like this? Probably,
I
probably.
think I will. I think it's like all the other things I want to get to. I have uh, I have that list in my head, and it's like, okay, I'm going to do this, but then I'm going to wait till I feel like I really want to do this, or it won't be the best. But I have so many things to do that I
hmm
got down on that list. I'll get to it eventually.
And you got life. Life happens.
It
And
does.
we all
It-
work. We have jobs. And right? It's just a miracle that we can get to this amazing time and to enjoy and create. And I always say celebrate the beautiful talents that God gave us, right? But this is just one of my favorites. I love the light on this one so much.
Thank you.
So much. This is definitely a place I would be walking in a heartbeat.
Wouldn't that be fun? That's a great place to walk. Looks like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Just amazing. And I don't know if you have a favorite out of this. I guess you can tell us as well too. But I know that you said this is one of your favorites.
I I have an affection for my last few. It's a little bit different style from what you've seen so far, but they're coming.
They're coming. All right. We look forward to it. We look forward to it. I look forward to you dropping some of these ones we've never seen before too. Let the rest of the group see.
When I see them, I got a couple that I thought were lost forever that I didn't have pictures of, but Erica had some, and I went through and found them. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this one.
Right. And I don't save all your emails that you guys save me, but I do save these PDFs. So if you guys ever like, I can't find that, just you can always reach out. Lady H, do you still have that? We showed it on your show. I'm like, yeah, I do. I saved the PDFs in my emails for you guys. It's awesome.
I have a lot of paintings that I did before I was in the corner. Um, that usually the ones that I don't have. Since then, if I can't find them anywhere else, I can find them on Truth because I probably posted them at one time.
Right, right. I know how that is. Going through you guys' media when I go pick your artist of the day thing. Yep, I see a lot of stuff, that I'm like, I've never seen that one before. I've never or I haven't seen that one in a long time. Sometimes I'll choose one just because, like, well, I haven't seen that one forever.
Well,
But
I
beautiful,
didn't take a lot of pictures of my earliest paintings because I wasn't on Truth, so I never thought to actually take pictures.
right? No, you need to. You need to. I love it. This is one of your, semi-current ones,
Yeah,
right? And a little different of a landscape for you.
yeah. This was one I painted for a former member, artist corner member, but it was for a golf course.
Hmm.
Um, I like painting golf courses. This is the first one, but I've watched a lot of people paint them, and I love golf. I love golf courses, and so
Okay.
I can see some more in my future because this was just really a joy to paint.
Yeah, it was. It was. I know exactly who you're talking about. May she rest in peace. Uh,
Yes,
but yeah, this is something, commissioned. Love that. Frosty got a commission done and did a few of them for her.
I did,
Um, right. And
and
I
that's
know she was thrilled.
yeah. I really hope she liked it. It just came from one day in the live chat on the show. Hey, I need something to paint. I can't find nothing. I can't think of. And she says, I'll send you some pictures. And, I
Right.
got three commissions out of that and beautiful
Exactly.
paintings.
Just for being on this show and in the chats. That's what
Yeah,
I'm telling you guys. Sometimes being on the show does pay off. I love it. I know it's very realistic, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I love it. I didn't even see that. Oh, what are you talking about here? Oh, okay, there it is. Yes, yes, the bridge over the creek.
yeah.
It is cool. And this came, I believe this was a photo from her, like her backyard. She's like, I live on a golf course and this is my backyard. Can you
It
paint it?
was. She actually lived on this course, and this was for the golf course for, I think she was going to gift it to the clubhouse.
Oh, nice.
And this was her favorite view. And I really, really was like, there's a lot of stuff in there I don't normally paint. Uh, Buildings and all that, but even the flagpole. I'm like, but it just kind of worked out. I was really happy with the way it turned out, and happy because there's a little more pressure on commissions.
Yeah, it is, because you're like, are they going to be happy with it? Are they going to like it? you know so, and I know that she did, and I know that she did, and I'm sure that it's exactly where you said it was going to be. I'm sure she donated that to the clubhouse, and it's probably sitting there with your wonderful artwork,
Yeah.
getting famous there in the clubhouse there. But you did a phenomenal job on this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys. Oh, I have not seen this one either. I swear to you, you're digging these out of the archives.
Yeah, these are older, some of these, but I like to show things that I haven't. If I can't paint all the new ones I want and have 20 new paintings for the next show, then I'll go to some old ones. And this is an older one, and just no idea, no reference. Just started throwing paint down. Knew there's gonna be water, foliage, and I like to look at the water. And I thought, well, this definitely needs some fog and some, So just kind of, I really like the way it came out. Have no idea what happened to this, but I still have a picture.
Oh, you can't find. Oh man, thank heavens for photography, right?
Yeah,
I've had a few of those things situations happen too, and you're like, oh my gosh, I had one on the move get destroyed, and it was not repairable. So
I
I
know.
get that. Thank heavens for photography. I know, guys. Isn't that mist just phenomenal?
I almost think that was the first time I'd ever tried to mist, and I was just going for it, whatever. I was throwing paint down and messing with the water, and I'm like, yeah, I need some mist, and I might have watched a couple of videos on how to do it, but it was like I think this is my first time.
That's amazing. Do you now you have a favorite person that you learn from, or is it just random?
I just watch everybody. I
Everybody.
don't know if I have a favorite. I learn a lot of different techniques from Michael J. Smith, and I actually that's where I get my brushes from.
Okay.
I just for those techniques, those brushes work, and you can get something similar. But I try to keep stocked up on those for certain details and foliage and all.
Right. Now, have you tried other brushes and found out no, he knows what he's talking about. These are the ones.
Oh yeah, I just usually try to keep a few of those brushes
Does
for
that.
those particular techniques, but I use all kind of brushes, and I'll go Michaels and I'm pretty excited. We got a Hobby Lobby opening next week, and I'll go get any brushes, and most of the time I don't get expensive brushes, but just for those particular techniques, I have two or three brushes. I always try to order from his website.
Oh, that's funny. So I can't remember when artist was just on and it was like talking about being lost in the Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I mean, you could be like camped out there for hours, right?
And I mean, with Erica, she does everything, crafts everything. So she'll probably be way more happy about it than me. But I'll be able to get brushes and a little paint there without having to travel too far.
Right. That's going to be exciting. I'm sure you're going to be there for opening day, right?
If not opening day, pretty close after just to check it out.
That's a good question. I've never asked about that. I think it's because he lives in that environment. But where'd you get your name, Frosty?
Uh,
God, I
when
want.
when I first moved here, I moved from Mississippi, and you can't get any more different from Mississippi than Maine. But I got a job. I worked at the airport. I just came here the first day and started applying. The airport called me, and the next thing I'm working there. But part of the process of what I would do is de-icing planes.
Oh, okay.
And you run through this verbiage with the pilots before they take off de-icing, and it's all technical. And I was used to that from the military, but I would just end it with Frosty Pimp signing off. And the pilots liked it, and they started asking for Frosty Pimp, and it kind of stuck with me.
That's funny. That is so funny. Sorry. Do you want to say everybody's still locked on Hobby Lobby, guys?
Yeah.
All right. That is an awesome thing. How we get our nicknames. Uh, Let me just finish that. I got my nickname Lady because of a professor, a history professor. He couldn't, pronounce my name, and so he just say, hey, Lady. Then he started calling me Lady H, I'm like, it just stuck. And then my art professor's like, why don't you use that, Lady Hamilton, and just go with that? I'm like, all right, and there it stuck. Now a couple decades later, here you guys go.
Yeah, it works.
I love that too, right? And it just stuck. I'm sure everybody jumped on that, right? Frosty Pip is in the house.
Yeah, it was
Um,
funny. It's such a technical lingo, and you're going through serious stuff, and then it's like just kind of to sign off and let them know they're free to take off. I just ended with something crazy Frosty Pimp, and they loved it. So
You are though. He is very funny. We all know your humor in the chats, and we love it. We love it. That is so cool. I know, you guys. I could stare at these wonderful paintings so many times. For so long. It's just absolutely fantastic. Don't forget, you guys. Let us know which one's your favorite by the end. Here is another one, bringing us back to the brilliance of the green. Look at that creek. Man, okay. Speaking of rocks, I'm gonna laugh, but man, your rocks are awesome.
yeah, thank you. Uh I actually painted this for that big round tree in the back. I love that look, and I wanted to paint that big majestic tree.
Right? I
I
thought
had done some rock paintings before with the water, that effect. I really love that. And, I thought that was going to be really hard when I first started. And knock on wood, I've nailed it a couple of times now. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, this is just a big fun painting I did for that tree. I wanted to throw in the rocks and the water.
Versus Nancy says rocks are tedious. They can be. They
Yeah,
can. They add so much, you know. I mean, and I would imagine it's a lot harder when you're literally putting them underneath the water, so they're semi-transparent, right?
it is. And actually, rocks were very, and they still are difficult for me. Maybe I don't put enough thought. I'm getting better. If I'm not good at something and it's hard, I'll work on it till I get that way. But
Okay.
uh, just underwater actually is a lot easier for me than just painting rocks above the water.
Was it
Yeah,
interesting? I thought that that might be the opposite. You know that I've not done the rocks or water or anything like that. So to me that makes me feel like, oh, that might be harder. But no, good to know.
I'm sure it's a lot of different techniques. This one's just more about getting the color right and muting the rocks. You don't have to put a lot of detail in them, just a hint. So for
Right.
me, in that manner, it's kind of all right. Well, this is easy.
Hmm.
And
Amazing.
when you have a lot of rocks, like Nancy talking above the water, you got to put a lot of detail. You got to get the right size, and that
Mhm.
it's actually kind of difficult painting rocks, at least for me.
I bet it is. I bet it is. There's some things, yeah. But I just love that you pinpointed that tree. I've got one too. And after we had that friend on from Canada, when we had Michael on, he's the plain air artist. It's like the next day I'm just looking at my majestic tree and I grab my sketch pad and very, very seldom do I ever sketch. And I was like, I just that tree just, it just catches you, just like you're saying here. That tree needed to be painted. That needed to have its own presence. And I love it that you have a majestic tree as well.
Thank you.
Are they magnificent? Just magnificent. And how old they are too. You look at these some of these trees and you're like, that they're hundreds of years old. You're like, wow.
I see so many of these in my work, and they're beautiful. And you just want to stop and take a picture of all of them. But I knew at
Hmm.
some point I'd find the time to paint one, just like I always have in my mind.
Right? That's awesome. That's awesome. When I first went up to the coast, when I first got married, we're going up the one, and I had not been up through the one all the way into the Oregon and whatever. And so I had to stop like every few minutes. Wait, I gotta take a picture. Wait, I gotta take a picture. Then you go through the redwoods. Wait, I gotta take a picture.
Yeah.
Right? It was just so much fun, but you'd never, you gotta take pictures of these kind of things. Just fantastic. Just fantastic. And thank you, Justin Hunt. She's like, yeah, he knows. She was chatting with you last night. So we're welcome over there on Pill. Nice to have you as well.
Thanks.
You're welcome. This is so great. Yeah, they love the story. Yes, amazing guys. All right. Speaking of horses, I saw you guys put that in the chat. You said the last one was put a nice bridge there for cattle and horses to cross. Speaking of horses,
Yeah. When I first joined Artist Corner, uh, everybody had a horse up. Yeah, Mystic putting horses up, and I thought, well, everybody's got a horse but me. I hadn't done any pet portraits at the time,
right?
and I had a coworker that was looking at landscape paintings for 30 minutes, and just he was just looking through, and the first thing he said to me is, "Can you paint my dog?" And I'm like, "Well, I've never done it, but yeah, let's try it." And so that was my first pet portrait, and I knew then after that I was gonna do a horse, because if you were gonna be an artist corner, you had to have a horse.
Right?
And
I know.
I actually set this one aside. I wasn't completely done with the main, but I don't know what happened to it, and I just have this photo left. So that means there's another one coming in the future.
I guess I'm the oddball out. I do not have a horse. I guess I'm gonna have to figure that out myself. I don't do really animals per se. But never know. We might have to have a challenge, you know, get them out. When does the Derby come around? I know it just passed. So maybe that's a good challenge to do it right before, our Kentucky Derbies
Yeah.
always hit. Isn't this beautiful, guys?
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. I would say what color do you want me to paint them? Okay, I don't know if that was for this. I think this is great. Yes. Isn't that amazing?
Thanks, Kaden.
Mm-hmm. They're loving it.
Thanks, Nancy. Nobody does so much as good as Nancy.
Right. She does animals extremely well.
Yes, she does.
Right. She does a lot extremely well, but definitely I am a lucky collector, I should say collector or gift receiver, because I have an amazing color pencil horse. She's done two of my dogs that have passed away. I am so blessed by that and her wonderful talents. That's right, you did do a seahorse. That does count. I
That
guess a
does.
seahorse.
I like
I've
to
done
see
one seahorse too. That's funny. Yeah, that horse definitely is looking straight at you. That's
kind of
amazing.
giving the side eye. Yeah.
Now, why a dark background? Did you,
I
I like it, but
I've
just
never really thought about doing pet portraits until the coworker asked me, and I'm like, I like to please, and I didn't know if it was going to turn out. I didn't know if I was going to like it, but I've done a couple of human portraits enough to where I was satisfied, and I knew I probably never do this again. But with the pet portraits, it was actually I kind of actually like this, and so I'm slowly working those in. I'm still learning on those. This horse was absolutely learning process.
I
Uh,
love the background tones though, because I think it makes the animal pop out.
but I had never thought about it, the background that much, and not long after I realized that's pretty important. And I just kind of like going with that darker background with a little hint of light source wherever it needs to be. And I've always kind of kept to that darker background on my pet portraits.
That's awesome. I like it. Good choice. Absolutely good choice. Now look at the vibrance on this, man.
Yeah,
Love
I,
it.
I love the desert scapes. I don't paint them much, but I want to change that. And this was where I started moving back to that bigger canvas, and I saw photos of this, and I'm like, man, I gotta paint that. And I'm really happy with it. It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun that I just couldn't stop painting on it. I just kept going and going, and I will probably still work on this one a little bit to get it. I think I need to work on a little distance, but at the time I'm just like I got to move on to something else. So
It's funny, and I know that it was kind of like a little joke, but you put a little street sign in there before where it has like Frosty Lane or something like that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
honestly thought that you had painted that in. So when I saw this, I was like, "Where's the Frosty sign?" That was my first reaction. I'm like, "Oh, that must have been a joke."
yeah. I can't even. I remember doing that and posting that, but it was a response to somebody. But
Right? But I'm like, it's okay.
maybe as I continue to work, that sign might reappear. I don't know.
I don't know. Why not? But I was just funny because that was my first reaction. I just expected to see that. I don't know why I thought that was part of the painting, but this is so beautiful and so vibrant in different color tones than you normally do. Not that yours aren't, because your greens and stuff are just unbelievable. But how did you like working with these other vibrant colors?
I love that, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to paint this is because that purplish ultramarine blue atmospheric color. I use a lot of medium to try to thin it down for glazes.
Right.
And if I continue to work on this to get it kind of like in my mind the distance right, there'll be a lot more of that. But like, yeah, I really just kept manipulating paint and changing things, and it was so much fun. And I'd still have to stop. I want to go back and put more on it, but it's definitely either going to be continue to work on this and change it to, or maybe just start and do a whole new.
Maybe do a whole new one, because I'm loving this, and you're lighting up the chats again. So sometimes, that's, I think, another reason we really appreciate comments too and feedback, because maybe we'll go rework it, and maybe you guys really like it, and maybe somebody wants it just as it is. That's why, always let us know, you guys. Just beautiful. It's
Thank
so vibrant. And you know me, I love the oranges, and the yellows are popping all in my mind. Is just going so happy with all these bright, vibrant colors. And I know this area,
Yeah,
and so it just takes me back to, like, I remember living around this area, It's
it's so
amazing.
much fun to paint. You can just be so loose and creative, and everything kind of works.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, Arizona really does have some great, like, scenery, hot and deserty, that I don't really care to live in, but it is really beautiful to see, visit, and paint.
Yeah, I
Amazing.
love that area. So
Mhm.
beautiful. So many beautiful sunsets, and
That I'll give you. The skies are unbelievable. Absolutely believe it. Okay, so we got a question here. How do you know when you're done with a piece?
I don't know if I'm ever done. Uh with ones like this, like there's always like, all right, I'll fix this, I get it the way I like it, and then I look and I'll be happy with it for a week, and I'm like, I should do this. I should do this. And sometimes you just you realize that I can't do anything else without overworking it or messing it up,
Mm.
and that's okay. It may not be exactly what you envision, but it's still got your unique fingerprint on it, and sometimes that's what people like more than what you wanted to see.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because sometimes it's off of reactions of others. I can remember being in school or whatever, and I'm working something, and I'm not sure, and I'd have a great teacher going, "No, that's brilliant," like that, or, "You think you want to fix something," and they're like, and they made me realize, like, I did something backwards, on a part of one of my pieces. And I didn't mean to do it backwards, a piece of a closet. And they're like, but that makes it stand out. It makes you go something, and brings your focus into that. I never heard those kind of things before. So sometimes, like, again, you guys, just reactions and input really can have a lot to do with something. I don't
So
know. But I can look at tons of my stuff and go, oh, I could fix that, or I could do that. Oh, good gosh. Sometimes you just have to go, no, it's good.
yeah,
Walk
it, it
away.
is hard because we're always our own worst critics, but
That's right. Striving for perfection, aren't we?
I know for me, I just have that particular vision of what I want it to look, and
Hmm.
you just have to be okay if you don't get there.
That's right. That's right. All right. Back to our beautiful trail. I
Yeah,
know this one. I know this one. I've
yeah.
seen you manipulate this one too, especially just for me.
I just another. Hey, this would be. Let's just paint a road and have some rocks and a
Hmm.
little foliage going up through. Um, actually, was working up in northern Maine where this is a common landscape. Kind of got the idea from
Really?
that, and anytime to throw some grass in there, some distant mountains. This was 8 by 10, and Nancy loved this one, and I was happy and pleased to send it to her.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know. I have a few of yours as well too. I'm very, very honored, and that's what we love. We love to have this kind of stuff. But it's interesting that you said this was about Maine. I just expected Maine to be all like one big forest, Frosty. I did not expect it to be like just grasslands, like you're saying here.
There's a lot of forest. It's just a particular spot I was working in. I work on the power lines and stuff, and so they have the access roads. And I was seeing a lot of this, but there is a lot of forest and not much else. that particular part of Allagash is like it's probably as much wilderness as there is this side of the Mississippi. People would really be shocked at how remote these places are.
Oh, I bet they would. When I lived in northern Arizona, I lived off a grid and I would drive. This really much looked like the terrain that you would have to drive to get to my house, which was miles and miles in on dirt roads like this, you
Yeah.
know? So, and it's what's great about you is like, you know what? I'm going to paint that. You know,
Yep.
how many of you guys would just think I'm just going to paint this country road with these hills? You know, I just love your thought process. It's
Or
awesome.
lack thereof. I don't know. If I want to paint a particular type of tree, then I'm going to paint it. That's what's going to happen. And then we'll throw some other stuff in.
Right? It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I know. Oops. Trying to get all your comments. Welcome all new viewers. Good time to remind you guys, please hit those buttons, you guys. Please, please, please. Those likes, follows, shares. We want everyone to know how amazing our guests are. Thank you so much. And for your support. We appreciate that. All right. We got some new ones coming in. So glad to have you guys joining us. All right. This is just absolutely beautiful.
Thank
You know, and this is gone. This one's gone. You guys can only view it from, you know, from here or from the corner. Just amazing. Just amazing. Uh, look at the color on this. Holy moly.
Yeah,
This is
this is
awesome.
this is getting in that realm of the newer stuff that is my right now favorite anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of them. Yeah, this is actually a 12 by 12, and I wanted to paint snow, a kind of snow, but I'm really making an effort to work on compositions and get better at that. Putting a little more thought into the painting, the layout, and the colors, and I was really pleased with the way this come out.
Right. Wow. That's not an easy thing to do either. Snow. You know, there's a lot of color when you're doing stuff with white. It really is. You know,
Yeah, snow is difficult, and the first couple of times I don't care, you're gonna struggle. But I've done enough now that I've kind of worked out some of that stuff, and this particular one, I really like the way that does just the whole thing, the color, the layout. It was so much fun to paint. Got to working with dagger brushes, which I really like. So, like, this is another one, a new style that I'm trying to constantly evolve and try new things.
yep. Yep. It is fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Right? Yeah, I am sure there are some galleries. I keep telling them too that there's probably some that are around you that would really, really love that.
I've had some discussions, and it's the particular one that was interested required a bit of personal commitment as far as being there for so many hours. I just would have loved to have done, but I couldn't. I'm too busy right now. But it
Mm-hmm.
was great to know that hey, there is at least one gallery
Right.
that would be interested. So maybe in the future.
That's right. You know, and that, you know, you got to find the events too, you know, because, and I always love to go do the artist talks, you know, and so I know that that's part of the thing. They want you there, and that's part of the booking. And so when mine go, you know, but mine are for specific events. But I'm like, you know, I could sit there and talk all night, so they have to like tone me down. You know, okay, we only want you to talk for a few hours. I love it because I'm like, I could be here all night long. How much do you want me to talk? You know, but you should make that time so that you can have those artist talks and stuff like that. It's really fun. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we will be seeing that in your future.
Hopefully.
Right?
Hopefully.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just
Thank
excited.
you.
Yep. Oh, I love this. I love the reflections on this beautiful icy water, right? I love the beautiful ripples in the snow. How amazing is that? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Nancy's turning the chat purple. Thank you. She is giving you some love here, Frosty. Right? It's like your work, Frosty. It just is amazing. I agree. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. Oh, I know. Hey, Claude. So glad to see you here. Last night's show was awesome. I've already bugged him to come back for a concert, but he is over there unfilled just in time to tell you how wonderful your work is, Frosty.
Thanks, Claw. I loved the show last night. Loved the singing. Loved the guitars. Awesome
Right?
show.
Yep, this is what we do. This is
Yeah.
what we do. I know I get so excited. Thank you guys for the support. We appreciate that because I want to continue doing this, you guys. I really, really do. It's been over 3 years, almost 4 years in February of sharing out you guys' amazing talents. And it's just absolutely an honor. We love it. Frosty, this piece is phenomenal, my friend. Every little detail.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Never seen this one.
This one was one that I totally forgot. I didn't have pictures of it. I forgot about it. I have no idea what happened to it, but this is an earlier work. I'd say this was probably within the first year of painting, and again, just throwing paint around until something kind of popped out of vision, and throwing color, wild color, and I still am proud of it. It's an earlier work. It's not something I'd paint now, but it's fun piece to look back and see how you've evolved.
Right? Just blows my mind when I saw this one. I'm like, oh my gosh, this everything about this. I mean, that's why I saved it for one of the last because I'm like, what in the world? Look at that light beaming through. Look at those bright reds coming through. You've made me so happy with this piece. I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was just I was like there was no boundaries in. I was just playing and it was everything goes, and I happened to see Erica had some of these older paintings, and I'm like, wow, I forgot all about that. And I was quick to put that up because I was like, well, you know, totally forgot about it. But
Right. It just, man. Now, do you actually have this piece or is this just a photo?
no, this is just a photo. I don't know what happened. I've given a lot of my earlier paintings away. Until now, everybody that I know has already got two or three, so nobody will take anymore. And
Take this one. You want to start giving? I would totally take this one.
yeah, I got to get some of them. I gotta have room for new paintings. But yeah,
Right? I call it just so everybody knows. Like, if you find it, I want it. Oh my gosh, I know everyone's like, this is my favorite, and he's just playing around, you guys.
yeah, it was just totally going wild with this one.
You need to play around a lot more. I'll tell you what. Right, and like the other one we saw that with the trees with the flower, pink flowers. He's like, oh, that was just a study. I was just doing a practice piece.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome out there on Rumble. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I am so excited. Thank you guys so much for tonight.
Awesome.
Right, man. I just get so giddy over your guys' talents. I'll tell you what. Oh man, you guys, I love having this community. You absolutely just make my days so much better when I see your work. That's why I encourage you guys. I don't care how old it is. I don't care how new it is. I don't care if I've seen it a million times. Just please continue to post every single day because that's one of the things I look forward to is going into the corner and seeing all your beautiful work. Now, I might not be able to comment on all of you guys because I'm over there. I'm on X. I'm on Pill. I'm trying to comment to all of you guys. And it might be just beautiful work. But know that you guys have touched my heart every single day with your work. You've brightened my days. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am to each and every one of you for that.
Same here. I could have chosen any artist group, and I looked at all of them, but it was just a feeling of community in the artist corner.
Right.
It was an easy choice.
And there's so much, communication. Even if I can't give a full detail, there's other people, if so many people are conversating and it's just turned into a really great space. I'm
Yes.
very happy about that. And again, thank you to all of you guys for brightening up my lives, because I don't have a whole lot of pieces because mine are so big. So I'm thinking you guys have seen my work like 100 times, and I am working on 2 new ones right now at like that time, because I'm like, oh, they've seen this one a million times. But I just threw something in there, and Bob responded. He goes, I don't think I've ever seen this. I go, really? Okay. I swear I've shared it like 100 times. So you guys never know. You never know. We're all busy.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. You guys are beautiful. So I'm just loving you guys. Real. Okay, there we go. Just wanting to make sure saying my thank yous. This piece is phenomenal. This is a scream of Be Your Light. That's what I say every single morning. And I've got people saying it back, and saying how lovely that is. And I'm like, right? See, we talk about this all the time, especially on Sundays, about just that one person can be the light and it catches on. And now with my 50 million good mornings, people are like, that's right, Lady H, be the light. I'm like, it's catching on. It's catching on. So one of these days, my friend, when I do my good mornings, you're going to post this picture. I'm going to share it out and be like, that's right, be the light. Amen. Amen. All right.
Maybe
Okay.
some point I'll put this on the list to recreate it.
Okay.
This same painting today.
Right. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
So happy with your work. So happy. Another snow one.
Yeah. This was actually a practice painting for the previous snow painting. Just working out color and branches. I love to paint the branches. This one's a little flatter, but I was just working on color really and feel. But this was a practice painting that evolved into that later painting.
Wow. I'm telling you, your practice paintings are phenomenal. Keep practicing.
Actually, this was there was not just one practice painting. There was like 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. They stand on their own. They really, really do. Your practice paintings are just as amazing as the finished products.
Thank you.
Like, wow. Wow.
And I'm happy, and I put a lot of time into the practice paintings, but there's so much that I worked out from this painting, things not to do.
Like what? Give us a for instance.
Well, this painting, in my perspective, is flat.
Okay.
And it's because of the composition. And I made those corrections on that final piece. And I still love this painting. Mm-hmm. But it's all about, understanding and getting better.
Yes. And I see what you're talking about now here too, because you're like those bright whites and those blue hues and stuff that went in to build that snow. I can see the difference on this. This one has just more of a afternoon feel. The other one I thought had more of a morning light. Both I think is awesome, but I see what you're talking about with the composition per se.
Yeah.
Right.
And I learned most everything from failures. So this is a good practice paintings are good for me because when I fail at it, I learn from it. I understand it better, and I know what not to do. And so I still love this painting because it's part of the process. And there was a lot right on this painting. It was just working out what my ultimate vision would be.
I think that's great. I just like this amazing. I can't even keep up. You're getting so many comments on your practice painting with Frosty. It's hilarious.
Thank you.
I know. Thank them. I'm just copying and pasting, my friend. That's basically what I'm doing. But I'm like, wow. Right?
Yeah, I really love that look in the background. It really pops in the snow. I've seen that so many times here. It really makes an impression on you. And those are the kind of things that you store data points in the back of your mind. And when you're sitting there facing that canvas, oh, yeah, I should do that.
Right. I know a lot of things not to do. The colorblind artist. Ron, you are an absolute master in your own right too. We cannot wait. He is coming back on here too next month, I believe. I'm just so excited. Yeah,
Awesome.
right. You guys are awesome. That glow makes you want to go to it. I know. Isn't this great? So many great compliments. Does that make you feel good when you think this was just a study and people are blowing up, going, "Oh my gosh," right?
It does. And, for me, artist corner is at, like, I love painting and I'm going to paint, but you want to share it. You want other people to see it. And for me, sometimes artist corner is the only place I get that.
And that's so important. I'm so glad you brought that up because you and I and the mods, we do a really really good job at sharing, but we need the help from everyone else. Sharing. We always say sharing is caring, and it's important because you might have 200-300 people, you might have thousands of people, and the more eyes on our artwork, the better. So I'm glad you talked about the importance of sharing, Frosty. Thanks for bringing that up because it does. It means everything. Um, that's why we do it for you guys. We want all of our followers to see your work because you never know that one person is going to say, "I want to buy that." I love that, and the more eyes, the better.
Yeah. And I love sharing the artwork out and I love being a part of helping. To me, it's just as much fun promoting
Oh,
other
that's
artists in the group because I generally like everybody in the group and
mm,
I want to help. And you never know. You think all these people have seen this, but you could share it and reach that one person that might be the next contributing member to the corner. And, now you've got another friend that's
right.
going to be sharing out your work. So,
That's right. I mean, I've had people ask me too. They're like, are this artwork for sale? I go, it's all for sale. Just reach out to whoever's artwork you like, and I get comments from my followers on X. Every once in a while, like, is that for sale? Yeah, just reach out to that artist, please. And it's because I've shared it out. They've noticed that, but you never know, guys, and
right.
that's what we all need to do for each other. So thank you, Frosty, for bringing up that amazing point. Sharing is caring. We love
Yes.
it. Love it. All right. Let's look at the next one. Oh my gosh. I remember blowing you up on this one.
Yeah. A lot of people love this one. This was the first 12 by 24
Nice.
canvas I used, and I bought those canvases for this. And if you remember, I don't have it on here, but there was one other wave painting. That was a practice painting for this. And this one, I really love the color and everything, the way it just kind of painted itself. I had planned and had everything planned out in my mind, and it was not just throw stuff down, but it just really worked out better than I'd imagined. I was happy with it and was kind of done quickly. So,
Right. It just, but it just is amazing the reaction of this. I mean, it's funny when I highlight you guys and I see how many views and how many likes, and by the end of the day, especially like on X, I'm like, this one might have reached like 800-900 views. I mean, it was just crazy how it blew up. You're like, wow, wow. And luckily, because I have, I wish that Truth would allow me to see that, but X allows me to see that from the community. So I can see exactly how many people have seen that picture. And you're like, wow, they were
and
just in
I'm
awe.
lucky enough to live. I see this just about every direction I can go and see this. So I'm lucky in that.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. And I know that your wife takes some amazing pictures as well of the ocean
She
as well, too.
does. She's
Right. So
great
I
at photography.
I know. So you guys are really by a very, very beautiful area.
Yes, we are. We're lucky. Uh, it's a great little fish and lobster community. It's like a quintessential Maine town you see on the movies. It's exactly like that, and I'm blessed to be here.
Right. That is nice. That's nice. Do you eat a lot of lobster?
Yeah, till I just about, I mean, I still will eat lobster. I still love it, but I've ate a lot of lobster here lately, so
You're like, yeah, I've got my fill. There's only so much you can do, you know.
Well, I know people and I get both prices, and it's not that hard, but yeah.
Right?
If
Oh
there's
man,
somebody comes to visit, I definitely make a trip. So I get it that way.
yeah. I mean, you were offering the other day. I was laughing.
I
I'm like,
do
yes, he
that. I
did.
do that. I have buddies back in Mississippi, high school friends that, hey, I need some lobster. Okay, I'm on it. How much you want?
Right? That's funny. That's funny. I had an uncle that lived up in Seattle, and he's like, "Oh, I can send you some salmon," you know, because I'll tell you, the Pacific salmon is just so much better. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, yeah, send it the head and everything to me, you know, because he was just gonna send me like the body. I'm like, no, I want it all. I want to make some broth with that. I'm gonna do whatever. He's like, oh, that's right, you're a chef. I go, yep, I need it all. I need it all. So you guys ever want to go have some lobster and have a little tour of the area? Make sure you
Yeah.
reach out and ask Frosty for the ultimate tour. That's right.
Absolutely. Definitely come to Maine. Let me know.
Right? I love it. I love it. Okay, nice. Just nice. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying. One second. Look. Okay, you guys are awesome. That's funny. Frost Claw says he's got family all over the interior of Maine. Ah, but he's not moving there. That's the same
Well,
thing.
no, it's definitely not for everybody, and there's some challenges. But yes, I just was in Dover Foxcroft. I've definitely been to Seabook Lake. It's a beautiful area.
Right?
A lot of stuff to work out, but we're getting there.
That is amazing. You know, and that's the sad thing because there's a lot of beautiful spots out there. I live in a very beautiful spot too, but then, the world happens and people,
Yep.
get into office, and next thing you know, you're like, you're ruining my beauty.
Right.
But thank heavens for moments like this. I just, it's God's music when I hear the ocean, and I've been craving it. I need to get to an ocean soon. I've been visiting through you guys' artwork, that's for sure, but it's not the same. I love your photos and I love your artwork, but I need to get myself to a beach sometime in the near future.
Definitely.
A question for you: have you ever seen a blue lobster, Frosty?
Only in pictures. Amazing though, right? That would be crazy. But yeah, I
Right.
have seen them in pictures. I have never seen any. Hopefully one day.
Um, I know that they're doing a study where they're finding out that they're trying to make it so you can't kill lobsters in boiling water anymore because they feel pain. I'm like, okay. And
Uh,
I was like, okay, I know it's amazing, but I know. But you know what? Okay.
yeah.
I had a restaurant, and I'll tell you what, I know firsthand about that. I can't. But lobsters are awesome. They mate for life. They taste real good. If
Yes,
you ever
they
get to
do.
see a blue one, if you ever get to see a blue one, ocean is healing. That's right. The ocean is healing.
It
I
definitely,
agree. I
definitely.
agree. Amazing. You guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome. If you like this one, let's go here.
This one,
Paradise.
if there's a favorite, it's this one.
Right? It's like heaven.
Uh, this is one that I had originally done, and I don't know. I was kind of like, okay, it's done, but then I kept, and I'm like, I can do so much better, and this needs so much more. And that's when I really made a commitment to start working on compositions and depth, and hopefully, this is what my paintings will reflect from the future from here on out. But I
Really?
worked a long time on this, and a lot of paint. I use a lot more paint now than I ever did before.
Yeah. And what do you think about that? You think it
I
makes a
like it.
difference?
I like
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too. I really do. It's just amazing. I mean, I like my glazing, but then you can really tell, when that using more paint, it just makes it more vibrant and all kinds of stuff. So that's really awesome. Really awesome.
I
Uh,
actually did
beautiful.
I do a lot of glazing, and usually
We
do.
glaze differently though, honey.
Yeah, I do. I know your process. It's a lot different, but
Hmm.
there's a lot of I guess the more common glazing I use in these.
Right. And yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to grab. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. I'm trying to grab your stuff. Okay, very beautiful and welcoming new people. So okay, let's see where you guys are. Right? Oh my gosh, isn't this beautiful, Karen? I love it, Karen, with the 123 dogs. We love you, artsy girl. Thank you for joining. Right? Oh man, just beautiful. Right? Wow is right. I know. Isn't this just beautiful? Now you just finished this how long ago? This is not too long ago.
A month maybe. I probably worked on this painting longer than any because what originally this was okay, but just not. I just was like, you know what, I can do better than this, and I thought I was probably just taking shortcuts, and so I'm like, um, I got to do better than that because I'm just staying kind of. I'm happy with the paintings, but I'm always want to get better. And so I'm like, I went and I just totally redid everything about it and I worked on it until I got it like, okay, this is something that I can be proud of. And that's the way that I'm going to do paintings
Mm-hmm.
from this point forward.
Wow, just amazing, isn't it? Just amazing. Now, no underpainting or anything on this one.
There was the regular underpainting. This one I did actually treat the canvas, but as far as the original layout, this was totally different. And so, through all of that process, this probably has like three underpaintings on it.
Mhm. Wow, wow, right? Absolutely phenomenal. I know. I know. I'm so glad you guys. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments and compliments. And now, see, I told you. Everyone's like, you never know. You guys always say you have a favorite, and then they change their minds. Right? Oh, it's amazing.
I saw Salty asked where this is. I'm not sure
I
that
just
there
see
is such a place. This is I
that's like
originally
heaven.
I originally posted this as would be a fjord.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it still kind of is, but it's totally different from the original vision. And I just kept working until I could see, like, exactly kind of what I was looking for.
Right?
So it's a fjord somewhere, but no particular place.
Right? It's just something when I think of mountains in heaven, you know, that they reach all the way up into the clouds and things like that. That's why I look at this and go, this could be a heavenly place, literally. That's just kind of my feel on it, and how you guys feel, I don't know, but just so beautiful, isn't it?
I
And I
don't think
love how
it's
the,
any
go ahead.
better than that as far as a compliment. I'll take that.
Right? I don't know how you guys are picturing heaven, but this is on my list. And I just wanted to make a little comment here about how the water has changed in the color as you come closer into this little, greenish, beautiful little pondy area. I just think it's really beautiful as it comes into the grasses with the wonderful reflections. I love that a lot.
Yeah, and that was kind of process matching the sky to the look of the mountains to the foreground because there's one thing changed now everything's got to change and so that's what I said but it really wasn't is it was more of the quality how everything went together how one thing drew your eye to another and the color and it took a while but I got it right and that's the main point. That's what I want. So very proud of this one. This was probably, as of right now, my favorite, but maybe my next one will be my favorite, hopefully.
Right. And isn't that the fun part about it? Especially when you just know, because you guys asked earlier before, like, when do you know when you're done with a piece, or when are you pleased with a piece, or whatever. So when you have, it's very hard for us artists to sit there and go, I'm totally happy with this. So when we can go back up and go, I love it. I did a really good job on that. That's hard for us to say, but it's really, really special though too, you know?
And you got to grind them. They don't all come easy.
No,
But if
no,
you get them, they're worth it. And if you get them to where, okay, maybe not my best, but it's still good. It's still your painting. It's still maybe what somebody else out there needs.
that's right. That's right. And now I get to go to heaven every time I see this one.
Hmm.
I
Thank you.
have no fear. I'm like, anytime you want to take me, because I this is awaiting everyone with elephants across the ridge, and my million dogs, Right?
Got to take them.
Well, I always laugh too. I'm like, oh, I told my husband because we've already had a farm here on Earth, I'm like, can you imagine if we got the same animals when we go to heaven? We're gonna need tons of acreage. That's funny. But no, I just do. That's why I love your guys' artwork so much because it can take me away and just that old commercial. Remember, Calgon, take me away, but it does. This takes me to heaven in
Yeah.
my at least my little mind. Always awesome, always awesome. I don't know. No, that's not our last one. This is our last one, and I did that on purpose because this is your newest one,
Yeah.
and
I
you
did
guys will see this one again. But go ahead.
I did this, I'm always with the particular shows and the holidays, I'm like, well, I do landscapes, so I need to do one particularly for the fourth and patriotic. And I'm like, well, I always look to incorporate themes into landscapes. And I'd flirted with maybe the sky or whatever. And then I'm like, well, no, I mean, water is the thing. So it's kind of how this one evolved.
Right? Isn't this great? And so, yes, I mean, you guys, we're having our big 250th show next week to celebrate our wonderful um, nation's birthday through art. Through art, we're going to do that. I'm so excited. I'm not sure if we're going to do that Friday or Saturday. Definitely one of those days because I kind of want to see the events that are going on too, and I might show that on our show as well. But
Yeah.
I've asked all these artists and to donate or not donate to put into the comments and make sure they DM me or whatever all your work for the special show as we celebrate our country. And so a lot of them, like Frosty, has absolutely made new ones. And you're like, right? I wish I could put your flags into the comments, guys. But yeah, they're all doing the flags. Isn't this just great?
Nice.
I love that you did the water. Just
Yeah,
absolutely
this
amazing.
was a lot of fun. I knew when I decided to put that in the water that this was because I love painting water. I'll just
Mm-hmm.
sit there and move it around and it'll get a different look. And this was a lot of fun.
Isn't it? I know, guys. I know. Just amazing. If you haven't submitted your artwork for the special show next week, make sure you guys get those to me right away. You can DM them to me on Truth. That is fine. Um, but yes, absolutely. Isn't that awesome? The flag in the water is so creative. I know. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait. You guys, it's going to be amazing. Wait till you see the patriarch art. This is just a hint of how amazing this show is going to be because I'm telling you, they are all got some absolutely phenomenal patriotic artwork. We're just so excited.
I always,
That's
I always love the shows because when there's a show out there, there's so many artists that just rise to the occasion and do some incredible works for this.
right.
This is
Mm-hmm.
my first one. I'm so happy I actually got one, but uh, now I can work on the next one.
Right? I know. Yeah, if for the 4th. I had a plan for the 4th of July. And we might have to weave artwork in because I'm sure there's a lot of things that are going to be going on, with at the Capitol. And I don't want to miss speeches and I don't want to miss performances. And we're definitely not going to miss the fireworks. But we are going to weave our artwork through probably Friday and Saturday night so that everybody can see that. Because this whole week, by the way, probably even next Sunday, we're going to watch a patriotic movie. I mean, we are going to celebrate our nation's birth, Lady Hamilton style. And the best way I can think of doing that is through my artists, through their work, their music, their everything. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So Salty, if you got some, yeah. Salty, make sure you DM me on X, honey. And we will add that to it. And please get it to me right away, because it takes me a few days to get all of this together. Because when I do this, I also put your names where people can find you, so that on the bottom, it's like this piece is from, like Frosty, or this piece is from Salty or Nancy, and then where people can find you. So it takes me a while to get that all together. So thank you. Okay, she got me. Okay, no, it's not too late. But it's going to be soon. I'll be doing Tuesday and Wednesday working on that thing for the special shows. And I believe Frosty's going to join me on Friday as well, too. I got a wonderful co-host for that day. I don't know if he's going to or not. We'll see. Sure. Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, I'm so glad, you guys. That is our last piece for tonight. And what a great way to end this. And also to inform you guys all of what's coming up this coming up week, starting on Thursday. So exciting.
It is.
And it's beautiful. What size is this, Frosty? I didn't even ask you that.
This is 11 by 14.
Nice. Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you. You're welcome. Don't we love it? So I don't know how you want to close this and inspire people. You've gave so many beautiful tips tonight. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, I think it's just make sure to share your work, even if you don't think it's the best, because there's somebody out there that needs that particular painting. And I talked a lot about chasing a vision and perfection, but you don't always achieve that. But sometimes when I post those, it gets the warmest reception. And so you never know. You have an idea, but those people out there that are looking and viewing your art, they might have a totally different, they might love that piece. So put it out there, everything.
Right. That's right. I agree. And, and sometimes too, on like a Thursday, or if I, whatever, sometimes people see our work and they don't realize that we all started, well, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us started like with stick figures, basically. Yeah. And to give them hope, if you guys are like, oh, this is really, really, sketchy one. I mean, it looks horrible. But, you may say that, but then it gives somebody else inspiration, because they're like, well, that's where I'm at right now. Oh, so, but practice will make it better. That's right. So, but definitely. Yes, I agree. Put out your artwork every single day. Let me see something in the corner, whether it's on X, it's on Pills, it's on Truth. I want to see your guys' artwork, because it just makes me
so happy. And I look forward to it. So
mm-hmm.
I like to see it.
That's right. It is so much fun. So much fun. I love it. And let me get all your wonderful thank yous, guys. Isn't it so much fun to have it?
It is.
Yes.
I love Art Night. I love in the chat. I love being on the show. It's a good time.
That's right. I agree. You guys are wonderful. Wonderful. All right. We're going to say goodnight to Frosty. He'll probably join you in the chats. Make sure you give him a huge amount of love. And wasn't this fun tonight?
So much.
So honored. All right, my friend. You are phenomenal. And I love you like crazy.
Love you.
All right. Bye-bye. Isn't that awesome? Well, we love our Frosty, and he's such an amazing artist. Oh my gosh, he's such an amazing artist. Oh my heavens. I love it when you guys come on the show. It makes me just light up. New friends, old friends, I don't care. Super exciting. I only have one left in August. So if you guys want to return to the show, or if you want to come on for your very first time, what a fun, free way to promote yourselves. Have a lot of fun with me. Watch my eyes get all sparkly as I look at your amazing work. And just hear all the wonderful compliments from the chat. How bad could that be, to sit there and watch all these people go, oh my gosh, wow, phenomenal, awesome. Talk about but you leave just on a high. It's fantastic. So reach out to me, please, if you want to come on the show. It's my honor. I love it. It is truly, truly a great time for me as well. So, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Oh, you guys, with your wonderful thank you. He is the best. Just great. And it's so fun to watch you guys progress as well, too, from where you started to where you go. The art teacher in me just gets so excited. So excited. All right. So 4th of July show is coming up. And I haven't got 100% sure. I was going to do it on July 4th. If that's okay with all of you guys too, that's probably what we're going to do. But Friday night, and I might weave it through 2 nights. It might be a art extravaganza, because there's so many celebrations going on with the 250th, right? So many different things going on in DC. I know Vanilla Ice is playing on Friday night, so we might have to watch that. And we've got all these wonderful, like RSBN that's going to be doing that live, and we might have to literally show those in between, because who doesn't want to see these kind of concerts and see these people sing and watch the celebrations? I know I do. And I'm over here, not being able to go to live. So thank heavens that we can watch that. So we might be doing part 1 and part 2 is probably what I'm thinking we're going to do, and weave the wonderful artwork in both of these shows, because we have a celebration this week. Why not? America's 250 years. What a great day, right? I'm so excited about that. So thank you very much. Let's just do that. I want to pop this out so everyone can see your wonderful chats. Then I don't have to copy and paste. There we go. Right? It is so great to see you guys. I just love it. And thank you so much for saying such sweet things and compliments to my wonderful friend. He is truly phenomenal. Oh, thank you so much, Ron. I love it too, right? Yes. And hugs to the beautiful princess. We love her too as well. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you so much for how you always treat my guests with such kindness and respect. I really, truly appreciate you all for that. It will be wonderful. You know why the show is going to be wonderful this weekend? Because you artists make it wonderful for me. And I love the collaborations. And so you guys, if you, like I said, if you want to get your work into me, please do so right away, so that I'm working on this on Tuesday and Wednesday, my days off. So you guys can do that. You can get it to me on Truth, or you can get it to me on X at Lady Hamilton AR1, or on Truth at Lady Hamilton Art. But please also go and give me a follow, right? You can follow me on X, 2 different channels. Oh, again, please don't tag. I trained you guys all to tag Artist Corner TS, and I'm sorry. They had a freak out about that and put Artist Corner TS in jail for that. I'm like, it's just horrible. And all we're trying to do is share our arts. Just make sure you're posting your stuff in the communities for now. I appreciate that. And I will share you out, and I promise, okay? But yes, we still have the gallery over there on X at Artist Corner TS. But you can also follow me on Truth Gavin Pill at Lady Hamilton Art as well. Let's give this team a huge shout out. Thank you so much for my wonderful moderators. You truly are the best. Thank you for all that you guys do, for being here in the chat, especially with one missing tonight and being on this show with me. Thank you guys for picking up the slack. Team Lady Hamilton moderators, you truly are the best. I love you all, and I have the best viewers in the world. Thank you guys for all doing that. Don't forget to hit that like, and share. I appreciate that. And let's give a huge shout out to these guys here for your extra special love for me tonight. Thank you guys so much for your wonderful donations of rants with Karen with 123 dogs, Salty Mulatto, Hockey, and Nancy. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys so much for that. Thank you for the little bit of extra that helps go a long way. And thank you guys also for your subscriptions, your cash apps, your pills. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. But most of all, I appreciate you being here with me, livening up the show, having you in the chats with your wonderful comments. It means the world to me. So tomorrow we're going to have a wonderful day as well. We're going to carry on with more food and our Bible studies that as we highlight a different person every single Sunday. I find these little things. So we're going to get to know Mary Magdalene tomorrow, and we'll be doing some wonderful food along with that as well. So please join me tomorrow for our Sunday reset as we take a dive into the wonderfulness of Sundays, reset our mood, and think about the beautiful Savior above and our wonderful Father above, and also learn a little bit more about these amazing, amazing disciples that walked on this earth with the Savior. So join me tomorrow. So as we feed your body and we feed your soul. All right, guys, tonight we are leaving with a great song, and we're snapping our fingers, tapping our toes. I love this. I can't wait for him to come back on the show. We're Straighten Up and Fly Right will be our show song for the show tonight. Let me load that up. So we got that ready to go. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for Sunday Reset. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget, like always, to have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful stress-free Saturday. I'll see you in the corners. And everyone, remember always to be the light. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Be blessed.
The buzzer took the monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on the square. The buzzer tried to throw the monkey off his back, but the monkey grabbed his neck and said, now listen, Jack. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Ain't no use in diving. What's the use in jiving? Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. The buzzer told the monkey, you are choking me. Release your hold and I will set you free. The monkey looked the buzzard right dead in the eye and said, your story is so touching, but it sounds just like a lie. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Don't you blow your top. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. The buzzer told the monkey, you are choking me. Release your hold and I will set you free. The monkey looked the buzzer right dead in the eye and said, your story is so touching, but it sounds just like a lie. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top.
Satellite coming down.